Valedictorian, will have the honor of speaking to you this evening. Samantha Politano will now address the class of 2017.
Good evening. Before I begin, allow me to thank the veterans in the room, past, present, and future. Your service to our country allows all of us to freely pursue our aspirations. Thank you. I would also like to thank our administration, teachers, and staff for making both this event and our education possible. We owe our future successes to you. To round out my messages of appreciation, I'd also like to take a moment to thank our families. I'm not saying this because we'll need their wisdom and likely wallets in the coming years. I'm saying thank you to my parents for supporting me even when I didn't want it. Although I get tired of spelling out what LOL and SMH mean when I text you, know that I will always love you. Although the differences between our families and ourselves may seem vast, they're a lot more similar to us than we may think. I like to view the world in contrasts, thanks to Lawrence Stuckey pointing out a couple in a poem to me years ago. Authors often use light and dark, high and low, heat and cold, to reveal a new meaning to their work, such as the opposing forces of man and nature, or the tensions between the North and South prior to the Civil War. Contrasts can be found throughout our lives. The differences between middle and high school, for instance, seemed vast and terrifying, but with time, we appreciated how this transition shaped our perspectives. When I became fully dual enrolled in junior year, my world became entirely different all at once. Our perceived differences do not necessarily have to be physical. I feel like a new person compared to who I was when I began the college application process only months ago. You likely have felt these changes too, like when you took a life-altering class or joined the sport that became your world. The before and afters can paint a picture, but it's up to us to stand back and appreciate it in its entirety. When you reflect on the past 4 years, remember the times when you believed there was a pool on top of the pack. Dwell not on lost innocence, but on your growth. Just as you are now so much more than the freshman you may be an entirely different person just 1 year from now. Accept the change. That may involve the loss of a long-treasured friendship, but resisting your Pokemon evolution is futile. But life isn't as cut and dry as yin and yang. There are in-betweens and times of transition that often leave us feeling in limbo. Some of us will be off to college in the fall, leaving summer as a wide intermediate stage. Your time is still valuable. You will still grow. Learn to code, read some of those required textbooks you spark-noted instead. Do anything. We can't sit around waiting for the changes that will result in that glorious metamorphosis. I have been planning this speech for many years in my head, trying to think of something, anything that my class needed to hear as we come together for the final time. I chose to discuss contrasts because they come naturally to me, both in writing essays and in life. Contrasts illuminate the various sides of ourselves, and with reflection, we can understand who we are. In summary, reflect, and reflect often. The scholarship application process allowed me to take time to really discover who I am, and I'm definitely not finished. Who are you? It's okay if you don't have a 5 or words less answer. There will be much time to find that out in the coming months. Recognize each other's differences, but take the steps to mediate that gap. Goodbye, class of 2017. Good luck.